Alright guys, so today we're going to do a shoulder opening class, and we're just going to do stretching in class today. I have a blanket here, so if you have a blanket at home, that's a nice prop to have. I like to sit with my hips a little bit higher, elevated, so that my pelvis doesn't tuck too much. I can find a neutral pelvis and a long spine. I also have a pillow with me, and you'll just have that as an option later in class. If you have blocks are great. If you don't, you can just use books or anything that has a little elevation and sturdiness to it at home. Finally, yoga strap. I understand that not a lot of people have yoga straps at home, so you could use the strap that goes to your favorite bathrobe. You could use a scarf. You could use any sort of rope-like material that's of a decent length so that we can use it for some shoulder flossing here at the beginning of class. So we're going to be using all the props, but a lot of them you can sort of make out of at-home yoga supplies. So this is going to be a gentle class, and we're just going to start in a seated cross-legged position. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can sit back on your heels, placing a block between the ankles, or just sit in another comfortable seat as long as you can sit nice and tall. Good. Rest your palms on your legs, and just close your eyes. Start to settle into the breath. Taking deep sips of air into the belly. And exhaling, emptying out completely. Just notice if your awareness tends to leave the breath. It starts to distance itself, it starts to think about other things and different points in time or in different spaces. You might notice that your posture has already started to change. So if that's the case, just come back to that awareness of the body and the breath and sit nice and tall. Just finding this continual practice of coming back. And from here, just let the right ear fall to the right shoulder. And as you exhale, let the chin round down towards the heart. And then inhale, left ear to left shoulder, and back up. And take the other way. As you exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Chin comes down to chest. And then inhale, back up the other way. And just take one more time each way. You can keep the eyes closed here, just tuning into the sensations that arise. Not necessarily relying so much on the visual sense, so tapping into some of those other layers of proprioception. Okay. And then from here, you can gently blink the eyes open. You're going to take your hands, reach them out long in front of you. Press the palms forward. The fingers are interlaced. And then you're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead, lift through the chest and heart space. And as you exhale, round and curl, chin to chest, hollow out through the belly. Be more like that. Inhale, moving with the breath. And exhaling, rounding and curling. Another one, inhale. And exhale, round and curl. And inhale, reach up, gaze up. As you exhale, release the fingertips by the sides. Good. From here, you're going to let your right ear fall towards the right shoulder. And you're going to start to walk the left fingertips out to the left. You can reach your right arm up and over and try to capture that left ear or cheekbone at the jawline. Relax that right shoulder down. And then gently ease deeper into the stretch. Now, if you want to get a little bit further into the nerves that run down the arm from the upper back, you'll just start to flex the hand and reach the heel of the hand down towards the mat. And continue to sit nice and tall and breathe deeply here. And then release, gently come back through center. And then you'll drop your left ear towards the left shoulder. Walk the right fingertips out to the right. And then your left arm will sweep up and over, reaching for the right ear or the right jawline. Relax that left shoulder down. And gently ease into the stretch, deepening through the breath. Maybe listening in to the sound of my very loud heater. If you want to take this deeper, you'll go ahead and flex the right hand and reach the heel of the hand down. Continue to sit nice and tall. You might feel a little tingling in the arm, wrist, or hand. These might be some pinched nerves. Totally normal. Good. Inhale, gently release. Good. From here, you're going to go ahead and grab your strap or otherwise similar strap-like thing. You're going to reach it forward in front of you and pull it taut. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Continue to pull the strap away from one another. As you exhale, find a side body stretch over to the right and try to keep the arms nice and straight. You can let that right ear fall and rest on the arm if you like. No need to engage the neck muscles here. And then inhale back through center and exhale over to the left. Try not to round or arch through the spine here. Again, you can relax that left ear if you like. And then inhale back through center. And you might need to move the hands a little bit further apart. As you exhale, you're going to reach the arms all the way back until you feel like you can bring them all the way behind you. Still having a little tension, but not any strain or force. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up and forward. Just doing some shoulder flossing. Sort of like getting all the gunk out of your shoulders as you would if you were flossing your teeth. And you'll notice if one side feels a little bit tighter than the other. Maybe both sides feel incredibly tight. That's okay, that's why we're doing this together right now. Good. Take two more, inhaling, reaching up and back. And exhaling, reaching forward and down. Good, last one, inhale. And exhale. And so for the next shoulder opener that we're going to do, we're going to work on Gomukhasana arms. Now for Gomukhasana arms, I'm actually going to turn my back to face you so you can kind of see what's going on behind the back. So you're going to reach your arms perpendicular to the body, and the palms will point forward. You'll inhale, reach the right arm high towards the sky, and then you're going to take your left hand, and you're going to wrap the bicep in towards the face. So you'll feel the shoulder wrapping externally into the socket, and then you can use your left hand to guide the right hand down the back. lifting the elbow. Good. From here, you might want to breathe and just take the supported stretch with the left hand holding the right elbow. The back's going to want to arch. So draw the low ribs in. And then if you want to go deeper, you can reach around and try to capture the right fingertips with the left hand. Now, we have our straps, so if you need to put a strap between the hands, you can. If you are someone who has a long ponytail like I do, you can use that to bridge the gap as well. Right, take a deep breath in, gently nudge the back of the head into the arms. And as you exhale, draw the front low ribs in towards the back, elongating through the spine. Right, 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And last one, inhale here. And exhale, let it go. Gently release. Maybe shake out the arms a little bit. And we'll take the other side. So start with your arms out to a T, palms face in. And then bring your left arm up towards the sky. You'll use your right hand to wrap the bicep in towards the face and body so the shoulder rolls externally down into the socket. And then you can use your right hand to help guide the left hand down between the shoulder blades. Good. Again, if the back is arching, draw the low ribs in. And so for me, right away, I can feel that this is definitely my tighter side. And my body is responding, letting me notice. And that's okay. You might notice that that is the case for you, or the other side is tighter and this one feels miraculously more open. Just be aware of this. So that you can spend more time in these places that need a little extra love. But if you want to reach around for that hand, you can try to reach the fingertips. If you have a hard time reaching them, again, you can put the strap between the hands. Or if you have a long enough ponytail, you can go ahead and grab the ponytail. Good. Draw the low ribs into the back. Take a deep breath in, pressing the back of the head in towards the arms. And exhale, start to grow tall, elongating through the spine. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. Inhale here. And exhale, empty out. Gently release. And shake out the hands and arms. Again, they might feel a little tingly if you have tight shoulders. Okay. And we're just going to come back to center. And we'll find our way into a tabletop position. Good. So I'm going to move my blanket off to the top of my mat. Good. Once you've found your way into your tabletop position, you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. And we'll just take a few cat-cows to start. So you'll inhale, drop the belly, lift through the gaze. And exhale, round and curl through the spine. Another round, inhale, belly drops, heart lifts. And exhale, round and curl. Another round, inhale. And exhale. you want to start to add sort of a jump roping element to this spine, you're going to start to lower the ribs and circle them over to the right, up through cat pose, down to the left. So we're moving through our cat-cows, but adding that right and left motion, sort of like our ribs are moving around a barrel. Just like they're a jump rope. And then switch directions. Let this action send itself all the way to the hips. Good. From here, we're going to take thread the needle. We're going to plant the left hand down. Inhale, right arm high to the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle, right arm underneath left. And you'll bring your right ear to either a block blanket or the mat if it reaches. Few options. You can start to walk the left fingertips forward and breathe into the upper back. This gets more into the shoulders. If you want to get more of a spinal twist here, you can start to wrap the left hand around, grabbing for the right hip crease. And if your hips start to unlevel themselves, draw that right hip back to the right. Good. Take a deep breath in. And a big exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale here. And exhale, empty out. And gently release. Plant the left palm down. Inhale, right arm high to the sky. And exhale, set the right hand back down. And then we'll go ahead and switch sides. So weight comes into the right hand. Inhale, left arm high to the sky. And exhale, thread the needle. Bringing left ear down. You can come onto a block if it doesn't reach the ground or a blanket. Now again, you can walk the right fingertips forward in space and breathe into the upper back. Or if you want to take that half bind and you did on the other side, you can reach the right hand around and try to capture that left hip crease. And let the hips sway to the right. Draw that left hip bone back so the hips are nice and level. Deep breath in. Big exhale. 2 more. Inhale here. Big exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Gently release. Plant right hand down. Inhale. Left arm high to the sky. And exhale. Set the hand down. And so we're going to do a variation of puppy dog pose. So for this, you're going to need your blocks or any sturdy thing you have at home that could create sort of a shelf, such as stacking books. If you're in school, maybe textbooks. Those are pretty thick. Dictionary. Now, for this next one, I tend to feel like putting my elbows on a hard surface sometimes gets into my funny bone. You feel the nerves in your elbow. So I'm going to actually place my blanket on top. You can place any sort of blanket you have at home on top of the blocks. I'm going to keep my hips over my knees. And I'm going to bring my elbows onto the blocks. And I'm going to walk my hips further back until I feel a little stretch underneath the arms. Good. From here, I'm going to inhale, press my elbows down like I'm trying to drive them into the blocks, really engaging through the arms and shoulders. You should be working really hard. And then as you exhale, release, let the heart melt. You can rest your forehead on the blocks or release it all the way down towards the mat if it fits. Good. Inhale. Drive the elbows down, really engage and contract through the shoulder muscles. And then exhale, start start to melt the heart a little bit more. Good, last time, inhale, press down, engage, engage, engage. And then exhale, release. This should help open up your range of motion a little bit. Now you're gonna bring your prayer hands back towards the heart if you can. So just between the shoulder blades. And think about wrapping the armpits in to face one another here. And then just let everything soften. 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale here. And exhale, let it go. To release, gently press into the elbows, come back up, and walk the feet back in. I think it's still recording. Low power mode. I think we'll make it. All right. So from here, you're gonna set your blanket off to the side again. Set your textbooks or blocks to the side. Okay. And you're gonna come to sitting on your heels. You're going to interlace your fingers behind the low back. If you have rotator cuff pain, then you're going to want to keep the palms separated. But if you have no pre-existing shoulder pain or tension, you can squeeze the heels of the hands together and drive the knuckles down towards the mat. You're going to inhale, lift through the heart, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, start to round over into your child's pose. Keeping the knees closer together for this one. Chin comes in the chest. And you're going to find this sort of natural stopping point. From here, you're going to inhale, reach the shoulders away from the ears, create more space. And then see if you can reach up and over and go a little bit further. Good. 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, you'll gently release, palms face up by the sides. And take 2 more deep breaths into the upper back, middle back, and lower back. And gently round back up. And then we'll go ahead and come all the way onto our bellies. And so once you've made your way onto your belly, you're going to bring your arms out to a T. So you need to press any things in your way out of your way. And so your arms are out to a T. The hand is perpendicular to the body. So if you gaze right, you should be able to see your right thumbs right in your eyesight. From here, I'm going to bring my right hand underneath my right shoulder, still gazing right. Then I'm going to start to roll over my left side, finding a shoulder stretch. Now, your neck is going to want to lift here. You don't need to be working your neck so hard. You can let the head and neck release fully. For some of my more open chest and shoulder people, you might want to plant that back foot down on the mat. Some of us might even put both feet down, knees towards the sky. You want to think about rolling the right shoulder back along with the left. You can even reach that right arm back if it feels good. Maybe take some circles with the right arm. And all the while, keep the breath nice and engaged. The breath is really what helps take us deeper, as you hear me say a lot in my classes. Good. And then when you're ready, you're going to gently re-extend the legs if they're bent. And come back onto your belly. And then this time, bring your right arm out to the right, gaze to the left. You'll bring your left hand to plant underneath the left shoulder and start to roll over. Again, you can stack the legs, or if you're feeling more open, you can plant this left foot down, knee towards the sky. If you're feeling especially open, maybe both feet down, knees up. Now, you might treat one side differently than the other, just because we tend to naturally be different on one side. And that's nothing to let get to you. It could be as simple as the way you carry your bag every day, if you're right or left-handed, which foot you lean your weight into when you're standing. A lot of little things add up. So again, if you want to reach the left arm back, or take some circles, just sort of lubricating the shoulder joint here, you can. All the while maintaining a steady breath, drawing your focus and awareness there. Gently plant the left hand back down, roll back onto the belly. Good. So our next one is why you might decide that you want a pillow. It just depends on how open your shoulders are across your back. I tend to be pretty tight there, so I'm going to use my pillow. And the pillow is just going to raise our torso height a little bit higher than the ground. Some of you might think it's gross that I have a pillow on my mat right now, but there's a pillowcase over it, which you can easily wash. If you have a bolster though, that's 10 times better, but I realize not all of us have bolsters at home. Okay, so I'm going to lower down onto my pillow. And then I'm going to bring my right arm underneath my chest, palm faces up. Left arm is going to cross in front of right. Then I'm going to scooch my weight forward until I can bring my chin over my arms. I'm going to rest my forehead down. If you want to slide your blanket underneath the forehead so that the ground is level with your forehead, you can. Or you can just let the chin fall into the chest. Now breathe all the way in between the shoulder blades, creating some space there. And exhale, empty out. Another deep breath in. You really feel the breath stretching this pose. Big exhale. And last one, breathing space across the upper back. Exhale. Good. You're gently going to lift up. And then you're just going to take your right arm and slide it in front of the left. So we're going to do both sides. Shift the weight forward so that the chin falls over the arms. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Gently release. Maybe reach the arms out long for a second, just to lengthen through the arms and the side bodies. And then gently press into your hands and make your way back up through a tabletop. You can set your pillow off to the side. Good. I'm going to come to a seat and then bring my feet flat down on the mat. My fingertips are going to come behind me, pointing in towards my glutes. We're going to take a reverse tabletop to stretch deeper through the chest. So for our shoulder class, we're doing a lot of chest opening as well. Oftentimes, a lot of referred tension in the shoulders is due to tight pec minor muscles, this muscle that wraps around from the back to the sort of armpit, which causes this hunching, sort of this kyphotic shape to the spine, which is that rounded shape. And sometimes it's referred to sort of as like this keyboard, neck and shoulders. So we want to help crack that open. Okay. So you're going to ground down through the feet, and then inhale, lift the hips. Now, I notice that my knees are a little bit in front of my feet, so you might need to adjust. Now from here, if it feels okay in your head and neck, you can let the head fall back. If not, keep the chin micro-tucked. Deep breath in across the chest. Big exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, gently lower. And just round and curl over your legs and just breathe into the upper back. So we're going to take a second set. And you can take the same reverse tabletop, or if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, we'll take reverse plank. So for setting up for reverse plank, you're going to straighten your legs out long in front of you. Bring your feet as close together as is comfortable, big toes touching. I'm going to bring my hands behind me once again. And then I'm going to inhale, send the hips up, soles of the feet down. Now, the weight's going to want to roll to the outer edges of the feet. Press to the big toe ball now with the foot, rolling the inner thighs down. Keep pressing into the hands. Try not to let the butt dip. Deep breath in. Big exhale. Again, if it feels comfortable to drop the head back, you can. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then gently lower the hips down. And from here, you'll scoot your seat a little bit further forward. And then we're just going to start to walk the hands face down behind you. If you're incredibly open, you can keep the fingers interlaced. I am not. So I'm going to keep the hands palms face down. The closer they are together, the more intense this is. The further apart, it takes a little of the intensity out. So you can adjust accordingly. Good. So you're going to walk the hands back. And then when you start to feel some resistance there, not to force it, because we're going to go deeper with the breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Very gently make your way out. Whew, that one's a tough one. And then come onto your back. We have 2 more little shoulder openers today. Finishing up on our back in this sort of supine position. Then from here, you're going to keep your feet planted down. You're going to press into the feet, seal the low back down. You'll go ahead, bring your arms out to a T, and then reach the hands forward, bringing the right hand in front of the left, crossing the arms. Now you might decide you want to just grab opposite elbows and lift the elbows back. If you can, we're going to go for a full eagle wrap with the arms. Good, trying to get the palms of the hands together. Now, naturally, the hands are going to want to come towards the face. I want you to think about lifting the elbows closer to overhead, and then reach the hands up, away from the mat. Good. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, keeping the low back sealed down, you'll reach the fingertips overhead towards the mat. They might not make it there. This is pretty intense. As you exhale, you're going to bring the elbows back and keep reaching the fingers up away from the mat. Good. Inhale, reach the fingers forward, overhead. And exhale, draw the elbows back. Good. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And then release. This time you're going to bring the left hand in front of the right. Again, if you just want to grab opposite elbows and reach the arms overhead, you can. Otherwise, try to find that full eagle wrap. And then you'll start to seal the low back down and bring elbows over the shoulders. Now the hands are going to want to release towards the face. Lift them up away from the mat. Good. Exhale all the air from the lungs. As you inhale, reach the fingers overhead. Ooh, this side is tighter. As you exhale, bring the elbows back over the shoulders. Keep reaching the hands up away from the mat. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Gently release. Oof. All right, so our last position is just going to be a restorative one. It's going to be fish pose with our makeshift bolster. Now you might decide you want to layer multiple pillows if you want more of a heart opening. And then you can either have your legs straight in front of you, or you can take Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together to touch knees open wide. If you want to slide your blocks underneath the knees for support, you can. Another thing you can do is you can take this second blanket, put it over the feet, and tuck the edges of the blanket under the ankles. You might actually need it to be a little bit longer. And this little tuck will help to hold the knees up so they're a little more supported. Good. So you have options. And I'm going to walk my hands back over my pillow, or pillows, the plural. I'm going to let my hair tie out because I just want everything to release, even my scalp, my facial muscles. And I'm going to rest either my palms on my belly, or maybe my solar plexus, that space just above the belly button. Or maybe just face up by the sides. The final option is if you want to reach the arms overhead, palms face up. That's also really nice sometimes. And then let the eyelids close. And with every breath, start to feel the heart space filling open just a little bit more. Start to notice some of the tension or strain we tend to hold in our shoulders, our neck, our chest. Feels a little bit more easeful with breath. A lot of releasing tension starts in the mind. Oftentimes the tension that gets very deep in our muscles is a nervous response sent from the brain. So the more you can start to cultivate a practice of mindfulness, awareness, meditation, how your body reacts physically to different emotional, mental, social triggers, the better equipped you are to manage the amount of stress and strain that you hold in the body. It all starts with awareness. There are times when we still tend to get tense, so this class should be a good remedy for that. Stay here for as long as you like. If you're ready, you'll place right hand over the heart, left hand over the right. Just find a moment of gratitude for everything that your body is capable of. Find a moment of gratitude for gifting yourself this practice today. And set an intention for where you want to go next. And thank you all for sharing this time with me. I'm Jenny Kleiss. Namaste.